Right, so we're going to start off with the UK paper, The Independent. They're covering David Cameron's visit to Libya.
David Cameron and the French President Nicolas Sarkozy, and you can see there a photo of the two European leaders with Mahmoud Jabril, the National Transitional Council leader. And the headline is, "Conquering Heroes Hail New Dawn for Libya, but have they jumped the gun?" And that question is coming up in a lot of the papers. The comment piece inside The Independent says the two leaders were careful to avoid anything evoking comparison with President Bush's mission accomplished rhetoric after the occupation of Iraq. Now, the British paper The Independent has been at the forefront of discovering documents. In page 7 today, it has some more of them, and they show Hannibal Gaddafi, the fourth son of Muammar, and the paper has got access to documents in his laptop. The headline, "Pythons, Parties and Offshore Accounts." Now, a lavish lifestyle there. It points to one bank transfer a couple of years ago of $14 million one day, that while he was working for Libya's national shipping company. And there's a degree of eccentricity. Hannibal liked to be photoed with a python, which he borrowed from a zoo.
That is an amazing photo there, isn't it?
It is indeed, and it's brought to mind a bit Python-esque about how extreme the situation got. But there is a dark side to this, because Hannibal and his wife are in Algeria at the moment, but in the past they've been accused of abusing people in their employment. Now, still with the UK press and the Cameron-Sarkozy visit, I saw this in The Guardian, a cartoon by Steve Bell, and there you can see the two leaders dressed as Nelson and Napoleon. They're waving the new Libyan flag, and Cameron there is kicking the Palestinian flag to one side.
OK, well, let's move on to a different story now. Central banks, they're all piling in US dollar liquidity at the moment to try and make sure that the banks can keep lending to each other. What's been the take on that in the international papers?
The Wall Street Journal Europe has that on its front page there, central banks to pump in dollars. And inside it has a piece that headlines "Dollars to the European Rescue." And it opens that piece with basically central banks have brought in their Brinks trucks, the van loads of money stuffed with cash. And this, of course, is all after the ratings agency Moody's downgraded two of the three biggest French banks on Wednesday. Now, the Wall Street Journal Europe is saying Europe's banks have not done enough to clean up their act. Until they do, the world lenders will treat them warily. Now, still with vast wads of cash, we've got all over the paper this morning, as we can turn to the Daily Telegraph in the UK. And here we have the rogue trader there. "I need a miracle." The rogue trader who lost 1.3 billion
Kweku
pounds.
Adebole is his name.
And
arrested in
Ghanaian-born, 31 years of age. Daily Telegraph there saying that he was relaxed and happy, but it all went wrong. He was arrested at his desk after posting an internet message saying, "I need a miracle." I saw the cartoon on the front page of the Telegraph there. Matt, it chimes in saying, a boss saying, "I have half a mind not to give that rogue trader a bonus." So that's a couple of debates clashing there about bonuses and the excesses of the business sector. The paper The Atlantic says, well, an arrest has been made, but the damage has been done. How do banks get into this position to start with? And how can the UBS expect to be considered as a serious bank? Still, I'm going to shift slightly to still with money, but with perhaps a downside in New York, where Fashion Week is ending. I saw this piece in the International Herald Tribune, where poor models, seriously, are poor. We see there are photos of beautiful young things, but they're not getting benefits, and they have little control over their work conditions in a winner-take-all business. And the writer there was a model. She's speaking from experience. She said she was offered dresses to go down the catwalk, and her dad said, "Well, you've got the dress, you've got $1, so you've got a coffee."
Gosh, it's a tough life for fashion models, obviously. Thank you very much indeed, Nicholas, for that look at today's international newspapers. Let's get a reminder now of our top stories this Friday here on France 24. Europe's finance ministers, along with US Treasury Secretary